What is up, my Little Deinos? Vepsis, your coach of the Helsinki Hydreigons, and we are here for my UBL Season 7 Week 1 battle when I go up against Addison, aka AquariusZ, coach of the Chicago Strength Sap. One of the most exciting matchups that you can really hope for Week 1 considering the lineup in this league, and make sure to check out all of the coaches in the league. Their YouTube channels will be linked down below in the description, and especially go check out my opponent AquariusZ. She is a phenomenal person and a player in Draft League that I'm sure that if you enjoy my content, which is usually focused on that you get to learn things or two from me, you are able to learn everything or two from her as well, where how she thinks and how she plays. She's more comfortable playing offensive style than I am, and that might be that one little edge that she will have over me this week, because both of our rosters are very offensive and I'm the one who kind of has to get used to that kind of playstyle, which I know I'm capable of playing, but it's not something I'm accustomed to do every single week, and this team might have to go that route usually. And I'm taking on the challenge. I wanted to draft this team and I do think it has a lot of potential, but like I said in draft analysis, these first couple of weeks get the season started might be a little rough for me, but we'll see how it's gonna go. I do like the team that I put together, and the matchup you can see above my face cam as usual. If you wanna skip this part of the video and you wanted to see the battle in itself, you don't really care about my sets at all coming into this, that timestamp should be popping right about now on your screen in front of the landers, so feel free to skip if you prefer that way. But now I'm gonna be going very briefly the team itself. We are not going through like IVs or anything. I just want you to see the item, the ability, and the four moves, and a general idea what they are there for. So we are starting with our Landers, which has a phenomenal matchup versus my opponent because she is very weak to Earthquake, and we are running soft sand on it. That this is Sand Force Landers. I will try to remind you early weeks, but after this you just always assume that it's Sand Force and not Shield Force that is allowed. And we are running Earthquake, Rock Slide, Sword Dance, and Rock Polish. We'll see if I'm able to get up both Sword Dance and Rock Polish. I probably will always prefer Sword Dance first, but because with the soft sand I can OHKO a lot of things, including a physical defensive Primarina, even without any kind of prior chip. With the Earthquake in itself, and Mir will be taking quite a bit of damage as it is as well. Depending on if she goes fully physically defensive, then she's able to eat the hit. But I'm expecting Mir, for example, to be like Dragon Dance variant with Colberry or Weakness Policy or what have you. So assuming it's offensive, Mir will be also OHKO'd by the +2 Earthquake coming off our Lander's Eye, and that's the ideal goal with it. And then we are bringing a Choice Banded Jolly. I meant to say also Jolly on the Lander's Eye as well, because the Mew exists there for the speed creeping matter. And we are going with Jolly Metacross because I wanted to ensure that I'll pace a timid Primarina and maybe catch her off guard if she thinks that I wouldn't willing to go with Jolly Metacross in this matchup. It also means that I should be able to outpace a modest Nidoqueen as well if she brings a like max speed, max special attack or something like that, offensive Nidoqueen. And ideally it will not be Scuff in that scenario. But for ourselves, we are Choice Banded because I want to have a strong priority in the back in Bullet Pumps coming from a Metacross. And to be frank, she doesn't have the greatest switching into this thing. Her steel resistance are Chandelure and Bishop, and those things do not take my hits even too well, even if it's gonna be a resistant hit. And Earthquake I do have there to hit both of them and nuke them on the switching if I ever have to deal with a prediction and them coming in on me. So that's going to be the Metacross. Then we are bringing a fully supportive Tapu Koko with dual screen taunt and discharge, holding a Lyclay. This is here to support the entire team, but also including my setup sweepers that I have. The one you have already seen in Landers, the other one we are covering I believe next on this team, how I ordered them as such. So I have, ideally these dual screens do come into play in a way that not only it allows me to get up my setup going easier, but it also means I can take hits slightly better than normally with this kind of offensive team versus her own offense, and hopefully from there it's giving me advantage over her if she doesn't bring screens for her own or potentially Brick Break or defog. But considering that she doesn't probably want to defog her own potential hazards away, I don't expect her to bring defog, and a Brick Break is very niche as a coverage versus me as it is, barring literally prepping for dual screens. So I expect these screens to be staying there for 8 turns, and that would be ideally what's going to be happening with this. I'm actually very okay letting Tapuko go down if Nidoqueen is in front of me and get these screens up, so my next member of the team can set up on it pretty freely, thanks to the item that we are holding on it. And that is going to be my Barbarico, one of my main winning conditions. This is the first winning condition, what I expect it to be. Then like a Landorus potential, if it's able to set up, is my second winning condition. And without a setup, my winning condition I expect at late game would be my Banded Metacross cleaning up with bullet punches for what is left. That's kind of how I view, from my end, how this should be going for myself. And we are running Liquidation, Poison Jab, Axis, and Shell Smash. And we are running Tough Colossus ability and Air Balloon. And Air Balloon is there to ensure that Nidoqueen will be a setup fodder for me, barring it running Thunderbolt on it. But I don't necessarily expect her to run on it, and that's why we also have the light screen and reflect, especially the light screen, to make sure that if she, whatever reason, does pack Thunderbolt on it, we can still take the hit relatively well from there. And ideally the reflect also helps me taking potential priority moves that she has, like Sucker Punch from Bishop if she brings it. It can help me taking Axel Rock or Sucker Punch from the Illusion Rock Dusk. And Mew may be having some priority move as well, but I don't expect that to be necessarily one that would be running them, but you never know. So it gives me the option that I can live hit speed even better without having to be wide open itself, and Air Balloon is very clutch, because then Nidoqueen's dual stab, one of them are immune while the Air Balloon is intact, Sludge Wave will be resisted, and Ice Beam, what I would expect her to run for my Hydreigon and Landorus, will be resisted as well. Like if Nidoqueen is just dual stab, Ice Beam and Stealth Rocks, for example, as Scarf or Sugar Berry or what have you for my Coco, or as a form of speed control, that ideally turns into setup fodder for this thing as long as the Air Balloon is still intact. So that's pretty exciting for me, at least as a thought progress, that how this should hopefully play out. And then one of our remaining members, this is my second last member if I remember right, we have one more to go covering this, but this is gonna be my dedicated lead Focus Sash Victini with Modest Nature, Max Special Attack and Max Speed. We are running Blue Flare, Psychic Energy Bar and Flame Charge. Flame Charge may seem a little odd on a Focus Sash lead set, but the idea is that if she happens to lead with a Axel Core, try to provide spike support for her, I'm gonna be Flame Charging both times, turn 1 and turn 2, and ideally the first Flame Charge should not put her into the Unburden range through it with a Focus Sash. So it means that I only give her one layer of spikes, and I can live with that at least throughout the majority of the battle. And I do have defog support coming into my last member of the team through my Hydreigon in a pinch if I have to remove them. But ideally this is essentially versus Axel Core. I claim the Axel Core kill, keep my Focus Sash intact because I would assume she's prioritizing her hazards, and I only give her one of those. And then whatever she goes in, I can live any one hit thanks to my Focus Sash, and I can 1v1 them potentially if they cannot take my hits well enough, or I significantly weaken them so something else can revenge kill them a lot easier. And essentially being in a position that I almost got 2 kills with Victini, and she only got to kill my Victini in the progress as well. So that's kind of how I vision it to play out ideally in my favor. And then the last member of the team is going to be Choice Scarf Hydreigon. Purely there just for some sort of speed control outside of my setup and Tapu Koko in itself, which I'm not expecting trying to preserve for too long in the battle. And it's also there as a resistance to Chandelure if necessary. It provides me the defog support if I really have to worry about hazards or her potentially bring screens of her own. You never know, I might have to resort to defog myself, and I don't bring hazards of my own. So when it comes to the hazard setting game, I kinda took a route that I'm rather keep the hazards clear, because I don't need the hazard shift versus her own team on this week 1, and I don't expect her to run Focus Sashes other than on her Axel Core. So I think the team looks pretty good. I've been doing a couple of mocks with it, both of them I managed to win, and I didn't have too much of issues by doing it. So thus far I feel confident, but we never know how the actual play is gonna be going and what she has in store for me. And she is very comfortable playing this kind of style. I'm not, like you have seen from my channel, I have shown the potential that I am able to do it when I have to. but it's not something that I've done a lot. So we'll see how this is gonna be going. I'm very excited for this battle and confident regardless of how unexperienced I may be by playing this way. But I like the team, how it turned out, and I'm proud of it at very least. I feel like building wise, I'm in a good position as I thought I would be building offensive team. It's just a matter of execution wise, since I've not been doing it as much as some have other been. But regardless, I digress from here, and let's just see how the battle is gonna be turning out. Alright, here we are with the battle with Addison, aka AquariusZ. Really excited, really nervous. Obviously week 1 nervousness are kicking in, but it's been a while. I've been looking forward to having a rematch with her and my team. It's gonna be really offensive, which I'm not used to, and she is very accustomed to play that way. So we'll see if I can keep up with her in that regard. But I like my team, and therefore my chances through it, but we have to wait and see. Let's go and see what she's gonna be bringing versus us. She brings Mew, Thunderous, Nidoqueen, Primarina, the Illusion Rock that I skipped, and Chandelure. The only, like, quote-unquote not expected maybe would have been the Chandelure, but at the same time I knew there was a chance that she would bring it, and that's why I need to bring my Hydra. But my lead is still the same with Victini. I'm a little surprised no Axelgor, so I wonder if Mew is gonna be any kind of has stacking lead or anything like that, or is she just fine getting up rocks? But my lead is still the same, and I will just confirm it. I got everything right on the team preview. And Focus as Victini should be obviously very safe, because I can leave any one hit. And I can nuke pretty hard everything that she brought. Turn 1 in itself. I don't expect myself to click Flame Charge in this matchup, but all of my other attacking moves, my Dual Stab and Energy Ball, look fine. But good luck and fun to Addison. I know both of us have been looking forward to honestly just have this battle done and we can move on, because we both have been stressing about this. She does little with the Primarina, which I'm okay with, because I really needed damage on this thing to make it my life easier. We're clicking straight Energy Ball, and I can see why she led with this, because I didn't bring my Rose Raid. So it generally did have a good matchup versus me on the team preview, but I'm happy to be able to weaken this thing down, because I shouldn't need Victini too much for anything else as it is. And and she is not Rindoberry. She is very bulky with this, and we get this Pedef drop, which is pretty big, as she does go for this Skull. Let's see how much this Skull is gonna be doing. It was able to do enough to put me in a Focus Sash because it's a crit. So thankfully I was Focus Sash on this. Does a second Energy Ball kill this, and is she... She might be potentially forced to swap out here. So I could go for a Psychic. So I did a pretty... Yeah, this is very especially bulky, I feel like. So now at -1, if she's like max Pedef, let's say. Okay, she's not definitely max Pedef on this, but I could go for a Psychic that hits everything, including the Chandelure. So I think I'll go for the Psychic. I think she will potentially swap out. Okay, she did have Aqua Jet. That's a good bring from her side. But now I will straight go into my Tapu Koko, get up my screens, as I expect to be luring in the Nidoqueen with that. I could also go straight into my Metagross, but because the Chandelure is there, I probably would rather go into this. Let's see. I think I'll just set up with my... Let me already get up my screens versus her. So we are gonna be setting up the electric terrain, as I'm probably expecting to Nidoqueen to swap in, but I should be able to live any one hit from her with the light screen support. So we are clicking just that. And if she goes into the Nidoqueen, I probably taunt it, because I expect that to be her rocker. And there's the Nidoqueen. So we are getting up the screens. Now I will taunt her. Make sure if this is her rocker, I will be able to prevent those. And honestly, looking at her team, I would expect this to be most likely the one that carries rocks. The lead scenario didn't play out as I was hoping for, but I like my chances with Barbarico and Landorus to be able to win with the screen support. She is Choice Scarf with this. That's actually very good for me. And now she knows that I know that she's Choice Scarf. But that doesn't really change my play too much. I'm gonna get up my Reflect as well. But if she happens to stay in, I can hard swap into my Barbarical and get some work done from there. Or I can go into my Landorus as well. Because she doesn't actually enjoy dealing with that thing at all. I can see her trying to make a double into Primarina, for example. No, she just stays in. This is fine. And I go for the Reflect. And at this point, I think what I can do is that I use my Barbarical first to sweep. Let's go into Barbarical. I think Barbarical, barring a Prankster Thunderwave from Thundurus Incarnate. That is the only thing I see that is really stopping my Barbarical able to do the work. And even if that happens, with this Green Sap, I think Landorus with Rock Polish can sweep afterwards as well. She does not like Earthquake and Rock Slide at all either. But we'll see. She did stay in. And I have my Air Balloon to be immune to this. And now I get to Shell Smash. Let's see if he brought the Prankster Thunderwave. Because if he did not bring that or anything with Focus Sash, I think Barbarical can win from here. Come on, Barbarical. I had a huge belief in this guy that barring that one potential possibility of Thunderwave from Thundurus, which I'm not sure if she will have the moves for doing that. Maybe she did, we'll see. But off the chance that happens, Barbarico can still claim a kill with afterwards, and then Landorus can still do the same thing. She is forced to swap out Thano, which is the Mew, as we go for the Shell Smash. And I will go for the Axisor, and ideally this is not like fully physically defensive, or having a berry for bug moves. I think it's Tangaberry, now saying it out loud. But we go for the Axisor. And let's see, come on Barbarica, this is the first time I get to bring Shell Smash. I might be hasting on this, but I really do think there's a possibility that this thing can do the work. Oh, she is very physically defensive with this, as she has Will-O-Wisp. Okay. Okay. She was prepared for this. Okay. Let's see. That Mew took how much from this? How much did the Mew take from this? At +2. If I'm burned at +4, am I doing similar amount of damage to her? No. But if I'm at +2 now and burned, I still can kill her. So we'll go for that. But I'm surprised, like I was genuinely expecting it to be very offensive Mew. But we are able to get rid of the Mew. This does still mean that now my Landorus has the opportunity to set up. And I don't know actually what is able to take me, even while I'm burned. Like my stabs and coverage are doing pretty good damage to her team. Still afterwards this. And if I get rid of the Primarina, like Landorus can do the same still. Like Landorus can, I still believe Landorus can also win. So like, this is not what I was hoping to see, obviously, with Mew having the Will-O-Wisp and being physically defensive, but the fact that it's already gone, it opened the door for my Landorus, and I still believe I have a shot with that. And my Choice Scarf Hydreigon can also win out the game, because I know it can outpaces the Nidoqueen, and if I just get rid of the Primarina, it is open up quite a bit. So those two are right now the winning conditions that I can still work with speed-wise. So I'm glad I didn't like, completely put all my eggs in basket necessary just for this thing. Okay, there comes the Primarina. It's probably able to live this hit, but I'm able to get some good damage on this Primarina, which opens the door for the Landorus and Hydreigon, like I said. So I'll be perfectly happy to get this damage on her. We go for the Poison Jab, no reducing berries to be seen. Oh, and we get to still kill it. Oh my goodness. I did not expect my burnt Balbarical still OHKO in the Primarina. Oh my goodness, Balbarical. Are you too strong to be handled even when you're crippled by burn? Like this man, tough class Balbarical, baby. Let's go. I'm getting excited. Alright, alright. Maybe you can still pull this through us. I'm talking about other winning conditions that are waiting behind your back. Balbarical is like, excuse me, I'm not done here, and I'm killing this bitch too. That's exactly how I think Balbarical was at me right now when I was like already thinking turns ahead. Okay, there comes the Thunderous. She might have been worried about me having Rock Move, but I'll take this damage because once this Thunderous, if it stays alive, I can go into my Landorus after this and set up on it. Click like Rock Polish and it's looking really good. But again, Balbarical, maybe you're the one that wants to sweep here, so maybe that's not gonna be the case. We'll see. God, that was really funny. I can't believe it. I was already talking like, yeah, this Primarina is probably gonna live the hit and everything like that. As we go for the liquidation, this is probably gonna be doing quite a bit still. It is doing quite a bit still as she goes for the knockoff. Okay. Does she not brought a electric type move on this? Why did you click knockoff? I'm not swapping this thing out anymore. Addison, what's happening? She could have honestly, like I did see Simon mocking for me. And he did not put an electric stab on this. She put, oh he put, I keep saying he and she because I know I like to pronounce Addison as she. And Simon I know is a guy obviously. Good friend of both of us. But as I was saying, like Simon brought a mix set with Sludge Bomb, Fly, Knockoff and U-turn with Defiant. And I saw from Humpy, who was the other that mocked me, he brought a Weather Ball Thunderous to therefore able to hit my Landorus in itself. But regardless of that, it's the burnt Balbarical, baby. Like I've been talking here the other things reading and like I said before, like he's like, are you kidding me? I am not done here. Okay, it's Montai. Montai the Lysandrock, like how I want to pronounce it, and probably it's been pronounced by the way. This channel is the way you get to know how Pokemon are actually being pronounced. Me or Wolfie Click honestly, like he knows also really well how to pronounce things. Okay, Sucker Punch comes out. We do die to it. But let's see, are you Life Orb? You are Life Orb on it. Okay. Now let's go into our Landorus. How much is Lysandrock gonna be doing to us through a Reflect? It should not be able to kill me, so I'm pretty free to click Rock Polish here. And if she's clicking a Sucker Punch over anything else, it's looking pretty clean for her. I'm pretty sure the Reflect was still up, like it's not been 8 turns or anything. I should have probably checked it, but like I'm assuming it's still up, like it's not been that many turns at all. She does go for the Rock Blast. How many are you getting? You're getting a crit. Didn't like that, I'm at 50 HP right now. Rock Blast. Oh, the Reflect definitely wasn't up. Okay, that was a doo-doo for my side. Okay, let's see if she's... Let's see. I could play around this a little bit if I really wanted to, but... Nah, let's go for Earthquake. I think I have to give this to her and then I'll just go into my... Okay, she had Axel Rock as well, which will pick me off. I think I just forgot about, honestly, at that point, the... I thought honestly Reflect should have still been up, but I guess I go into my... Yeah, I have to go into my Metacross here. Maybe did I throw it away, actually, now looking at it. This is like a little annoying, actually. I think Hydreigon still can win over the Nidoqueen. I just need to lock myself into Bullet Punch. Okay, I'm getting a little nervous because I really thought on the heat of the moment that I had more Reflex still up, but I guess they did go away. But yeah, my Hydreigon is still able to pivot on the Chandelure. And the Hydreigon is still able to outpace the Nidoqueen as well. Because I'm Scarf of my own. So Dark Pulses are able to clean out the game at this point. God, I should have just killed the Lysanroc instead and not worry about rock polishing. Because if I just killed this with Earthquake, when I did, I would have been just fine. She does withdraw. Goes into the Chandelure. If she makes a double, I still have a sack in my Coco. Thinking about it. But I go into my Hydra here. I can still outpace both of these. And with my having Hydreigon plus Metacross, it's hard for her to lock himself into a move with Nidoqueen, even if she doubles. And I still have a sack. I still have a sack in Coco as well. I withdraw first, but that's naturally no matter what. As she does bring the flame shots on it. But I'm faster than this thing with Scarf. So I will just go for the Dark Pulse. Flame shot Chandelure. What do you have for me? I know this thing learns Skitter Smack, but like you're naturally a special attacker. And none of your monsters swap in like Dark Pulse, so what's the plan? And if this thing goes down, that's your Bullet Punch resist. Through my Metacross. I will reveal that I'm Choice Scarf, which should be able to pick up the Chandelure. Cool. We are able to take care of that, and now the Lysanroc and Nidoqueen are still intact. And Lysanroc, how much are you taking from Dark Pulse? You're taking like 60% out of it. She had Axel Rock, Sucker Punch, Rock Blast. I feel like this is an all-out attacker, Lysanroc. Yeah, she goes into the Nidoqueen. She will probably click Ice Beam here. So I should sack my Coco to see what she locked herself into. Because then Metacross can come in and claim a kill with Earthquake. Let's see. I feel like she is like I feel like she is forced to stay in to try to get damage on this, because Lysanroc is the only thing that can really clean out the game. Knowing that my Hydreigon is Scarf. But let's see. Hopefully, like, again, I'm worried about the Landorus play, that when I kind of click the Rock Polish recklessly, hopefully that doesn't bite me in the ass, because I could have killed the Lysanroc by now, which is still alive. But we go into our Coco, get up to terrain, which won't matter for the things that are left. I expect the Ice Beam. Yep. And knowing this thing is Scarf, I'm free to go into my Metacross. And at this point I'm free to click Earthquake. So let's go into our Metacross. Click our Earthquake. Like, I don't want to say it too early, because I already thought I was winning with the Landers, and then I clearly did not notice that the fact that reflect wasn't up. And thanks to the shear force, she cannot freeze me, so I don't have to be nervous about that. And Earthquake definitely will kill you. And I don't know if even Sucker Punch kills my Metagross at this amount of health. So I might be able to win 2-0, if not, I think I still have a chance with a 1-0. So we click Earthquake again. I have no idea, I'm not gonna bother even Kalki, because we get to see right now, do we live this hit? Do we live this hit? We do, cause Colossus, the Metagross, is a fucking beast, man. Let's go, we are able to win Addison in week 1 in the UBL season 7. This is a nice, fun debut for me to come back to in UBL scene of things with a offensive team that clearly I still have some adjusting to do. I probably should have, it's more so about I should have just paid fucking more attention about my own screens that I set up, to be completely honest. But great battle to AquariusZ and AK Addison, or like she wants to go as, on Discord and everything else. Make sure to check her out, she's a lovely person, a very close friend of mine. And I definitely recommend you to check her out. You can learn a lot from her, especially if you want to get more adjusted on offensive playstyle. I'm not the guy to really learn that kind of playstyle just yet. Hopefully after the end of the season I can be more confident saying that you can learn that. But you're here to see that I'm gonna be playing more offense, and this week I was able to do it with a... Honestly, I think the prep in itself was really good for me this week, so I'm happy about that. Prepping wise, for this week particularly, I was ready to play offense. Playing wise, definitely can do better, and I kind of rough up some mistakes, but that's gonna be it. We are gonna be coming back here for week 2 battle when we go up against Automatic, who is also a close friend of ours from the community and the commissioner of the UBL in itself. So stay tuned for that. Thank you for watching it again, and I'm gonna be seeing you guys later.